So the first day at E3 every year is just the news. It's all of the news for the whole week. We're in Los Angeles, it's hot, we're driving around everywhere, there's traffic, there's a million people, everybody loves video games. And the two biggest things are Microsoft and Sony. Microsoft is first, Sony is last. And Sony, where we are right now, is in this huge arena in downtown Los Angeles. They had food carts outside. The event started 2 hours before the actual event started. I don't really know why, but I guess it was cool. So we all just sit outside and like talk about video games and eat hot dogs. And then we're here. So this is the big thing of E3 every single year. It's Sony the last couple of years especially. They kind of won last year. And this year, Sony kind of won again. They came in just full of swagger and confidence and then just kind of laid on the table why Sony is doing so much better than Microsoft. One thing they didn't show, except for a minute when they were like, hey, Project Morpheus, virtual reality, and then just kind of cast it off to the side and that was it. But what they did show is just a lot of games. It started with Destiny, the game we've been waiting to see for a while, and we're gonna see more of this week. We're finally gonna get to play it. We saw Arkham Knight, the new Batman game, including the Batmobile, which looks sick. I was worried the Batmobile was gonna be terrible, and it's not. It looks awesome. You get to fight it, you can jump out of it. It's gonna be amazing. That game looks crazy. There was also this game called No Man's Sky, which I don't really understand at all. They called it Infinite. The game is huge and just bizarre and strange, but beautiful and colorful and looked really cool, and I kind of can't wait to play it. And there's a game called Little Big Planet 3, which we got to see gameplay of for the first time. It's this adorable little game where you play as a sock and you just fly around and everybody has these powers and you have to get through levels working together. Co-op was actually a thing they talked about a lot. Being able to play a game through the campaign with a bunch of other people online is a really big thing that both Microsoft and Sony talked about. And it's really cool. I don't know if it'll actually work or really change anything, but it's a really neat idea. One of the best trailers I saw, actually there were two of the best trailers that I saw. One was Dead Island 2. You're just a dude running down the street, listening to music, and all of a sudden, you just turn into a zombie. It was crazy, and everybody's eating everybody and fighting, and that game looks amazing. It's, you know, zombies are still a thing, and that game looks awesome. The other one is Mortal Kombat, which is just the most terrifying, goriest, kind of like grimace-inducingly disgusting thing I've ever seen. And by that I mean I cannot wait to play this game and go like this to someone's spine and just snap it in half. So the list goes on and on. Sony's games look great. They have great trailers, they're excited about them, it's really good IP, it's new games, it's exclusive games, and they talked a lot about that. The undercurrent of all of this was we have things that Microsoft doesn't. One of the biggest cheers of the whole night came for Grand Theft Auto 5, which Sony came out and announced is coming to the PS4. It's also coming to the other consoles, and I don't even know if Sony's getting it first, but Sony won big by being the one to say it's coming to next gen. Sony did talk about a bunch of things that aren't games, like the PlayStation TV, which lets you remote play from your PS4 to a different TV without needing a new console. There's PlayStation Now, the online streaming service. There's a new TV show called Powers. There's a movie based on Ratchet and Clank. There's a lot of stuff, but that really was not the focus here. Even when they would talk about that, Sony always came back to the idea that they are about video games. And that was really what this whole thing was. Sony just throwing down the gauntlet and being like, listen, Microsoft, we don't care what weird things you do with the TV, we have games. And honestly, we got a lot left to play this week. The floor opens tomorrow. There's a lot going on, but it kind of seems like Sony won this year yet again.